Hello, I welcome you to this short video, which is coming from the 2023 examination past paper for GCE. In this video, we want to look at a question under computer mathematics, which is about pseudocodes as well as flowcharts. So in this question, which is number 5A, the question says the program below is given in form of a pseudocode. So this program that we can see, these statements that we can see, represents a pseudocode. So draw a corresponding flowchart for the information given above. So we need to understand that we can present information in two forms: in a pseudocode, which is simply about statements which are representing a step-by-step procedure on how a task can be performed. That is what a pseudocode is. Or we can use a flowchart, which is a diagrammatic representation of the same steps, now using different symbols that we use under computer mathematics. So now when we look at this question, or how a flowchart is presented, okay, we need to understand that there are a number of symbols that we use, and we need to understand the functionality of these symbols. Okay, so let's look at these symbols in brief terms and see how we can use them. So I have these symbols. The first one is the oval shape. So the oval is used as the starter activity or the starter symbol under flowcharts. So we can use it as we try to start or begin our activity. And similarly, we can use it to end or stop our activity. That is about the oval shape. The second one is the parallelogram. Parallelogram is used for entering as well as inputting of information that we are going to use in our process to find, in this case, the sum of numbers. Then we have the rectangle. So the rectangle is used for processing of information, or also known as the formula box. So this is where the formula is supposed to be presented. The other symbol here is the decision box or the diamond box. So there are situations where we can have a condition which has to be satisfied in order for a task to be performed. So conditions where two situations are expected for a yes or no situation, we can use the decision box. And what we have here is an arrow, which is used to just connect these symbols in our flowchart. So as we are thinking of drawing a flowchart, we need to think and understand the functionality of these symbols, because that is what we are going to use. Actually, there are more symbols under algorithms, but which I'll just pick on these that we shall use in this situation. Okay, so let's do it. We are going to consider the statements as given and use the appropriate symbols. So the first statement here, or the first step, is for beginning. We have to begin our activity. So which symbol are we going to use in our flowchart? We said the symbol for beginning or starting an activity is an oval shape. So this is where we are going to put the begin. Let me just use a pen so that you are able to see the words that I'm putting up. So we are going to begin, and this is the symbol that we are going to use. The next step or statement is showing enter. So which symbol can we use for entering? It is the parallelogram. So we shall employ this parallelogram and put the statement as given. So it's enter. What are the inputs that we are going to use to calculate our sum? So it's enter n. Next is where we are supposed to satisfy to some extent this condition here. So there is an if statement. If n is less than 0, then what are we supposed to do to display this error message here? Okay, so we said these symbols are supposed to be connected by the use of an arrow. Let's not forget. And on the next step, we are saying it's an if statement. So an if statement requires the use of a decision box. So we're going to use this symbol. And inside this decision box, we are going to put a question to say, is n less than 0? Okay, so we are going to expect two situations. If the situation is a yes, if n is less than 0, then we display the error message, n must be positive. So since it's display, we use this symbol, which is the parallelogram, and inside we are going to say display error, n must be positive. Okay, how about if n is not less than 0? Then it's a no situation. Not so. What are we supposed to do? The situation is saying else sum equal to this. So we are going to process. So which symbol are we going to use to process the information? The processing symbol is the formula symbol, the formula box, which is a rectangle. So we are going to use this. And in this box, we shall simply put the formula. So sum is equal to n over 2 multiplied by, open the brackets, 2 multiplied by a plus, open bracket, n minus 1 multiplied by d, then we can close. So the formula is just as given here. That is how it's supposed to be presented. Next, we've been told to, I hope you are able to see, the statement is end if. So after we process, before we can end, we are supposed to display this information. So for display again, we need to employ the right symbol. Sorry, you are not able to. So this is the symbol that we have to employ. And inside this symbol, we are going to say display sum. Okay, display sum. After we display, do we have more to do? Let's check on the question. So after display sum, then we have to end our process. Okay, so that is the symbol we are going to use. And we said this is supposed to be an oval shape. So an oval shape is going to be the last symbol that we are going to use. And we are going to say end, just as indicated in the question here. So this is how a pseudocode is supposed to be for this question, which came for the 2023 GCE Mathematics Paper 2. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.